शिव बाबा पधारे। ओम की इस मधुर ध्वनि से किया परिवर्तन, प्रेम शांति सिखा के बदला सभी का जीवन। आदिदेव प्रजापिता श्री बोलते ध्वनियों, ब्रह्ममुख से मधुर वाणी बोलते ध्वनियों, ब्रह्म से शिव बाबा पधारे। सोहनी सूरत मोहनी मूरत ज्ञान के मोती, भव्य मुख पर चंद्रमासी चमकती ज्योति, दिव्य दर्शन दिव्य वाणी बोलते ध्वनियों, ब्रह्ममुख से मधुर वाणी बोलते ध्वनियों, ब्रह्म से शिव बाबा पधारे। विश्व में थी पाप की जब घटा छाई, तब विभूति आप जैसी धरती पे आई। एक तार में बंध के सारे बोलते ध्वनियों, ब्रह्ममुख से मधुर वाणी बोलते ध्वनियों, ब्रह्म से शिव बाबा पधारे बोलते ध्वनियों, ब्रह्ममुख से मधुर वाणी बोलते ध्वनियों, ब्रह्म से शिव बाबा पधारे।
Om Shanti, and welcome to all of you. Welcome, Sister Sangeeta.
Thank you.
And good morning to all. I'm Antonella from Italy, introducing our Sister Sangeeta from Mauritius Island. She has 41 years in Gyan. Her mother tongue is Creole, but she speaks also English, French, and Hindi. Sangeeta is a surrender sister since 1983, and she coordinates the center in Bamboos in the western area of the island, and also the center of the outer island, Rodrigues. And before COVID, she used to travel to a neighboring center like Reunion, Rodrigues, or wherever needed for Seva. She went to ICE to help in Montreal, in Canada, and she was also involved in the project Serve Africa. She's part of the NC team and also a board member of, national board member in Mauritius. In sending her bio, she concluded saying, after all, I'm a Sevadari like all of you. And I felt she was so sweet in that, revealing that she's very humble, she's also very dedicated and ever ready. So before we enjoy the Murli, just one announcement. There won't be the Murli on the 20th of November, while there will be Didi Nirmala on the 27th of November. So I will repeat it at the end, but just to pre-announce it. So, Sister Sangeeta, welcome from the heart, and let's enjoy the Murli. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. First of all, thank you, Sister Antonella, for your warm welcome. And welcome to all of you, the family. I also wish to present you these flowers, which have come from our Baba's garden in bamboo. And, when I see this meeting today, I will try to make my space slow because I know that translators are there. What I feel when I see this gathering today, it really gives me the feeling when we were in Madhuban 2 years back, 3 years back, many years back. We used to meet each other in the courtyard of Panda Bhavan, Gyan Sarovar. We used to look into the eyes of each other. We used to get inspired by all of you. Well, we don't have this anymore, but still, we content ourselves from the web, the internet, and all the facilities that we are getting these days. At least we can hear you, we can still see you. That's great, isn't it? And when we listen to Baba's Murli, I feel that day by day, Murli is becoming like yagya history to me. And I'm sure it is the same to all of you. Because, say for example, in the last few weeks, what Baba has been telling us in the Murli, many things, but especially service. And Baba is talking about service that was happening in the past when service just started. Baba, nowadays in the Murli, he is talking a lot on exhibition, melas, big gathering, how to serve here, how to serve there, what are the methods we have to use. And sometimes we, being not in India, we feel that it's for them. because so many things that in foreign countries we don't implement, we don't use. But day by day, I am saying, thank you, Baba, because it is like, awakening so many things in my mind, in my intellect. And, we feel like transporting ourselves to those times. And for me, it's like yajna history going on. Just like Baba says in the Murli, ask people to give their feedback. Write on paper, yes, I agree that Krishna is not the God of the Gita. Well, these are not things that we do in foreign countries, but what is there behind to appreciate? How, like on the field of service, we need to have, this clarity, and we have to dare doing few things. So in this way, I want to share with you that how these things are helpful to us. Now we see that we have reached this stage today, far from each other physically. But Baba has been preparing us since long. Just like see how Dadi Prakashmani went. Yeah, there was some void, some missing in the institution. But still, things go on, carry on. We are well looked after. And with time, other daddies went, So slowly, 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 Baba takes away all the dependencies up till today. Everything, Madhuban closed, hopefully it will open. But Baba is preparing all of us to be independent, to be totally focused, totally dependent on Baba, because what he wants from us, after all, to reach our Sato Pradhan stage, to reach our Karmatit stage, and to be totally connected. This is what Baba wants from all of us, isn't it? So let us have the pleasure to listen together to today's Baba's Murli. Before starting Murli, let me give you an appreciation note. Thanks for inviting me, and I really appreciate the spirit of this togetherness. I can see Brahmin family from all over the world united in this Murli listening, Murli reading. I thank you for this beautiful initiative and carry on with this. You are the example in the world Brahmin family. Om Shanti. So today's Baba Murli. Baba says, sweet children, I have brought heaven on the palms of my hands for you children. Remember me and you will receive the sovereignty of heaven. Sweet children, I have brought heaven on the palms of my hands for you children. Remember me and you will receive the sovereignty of heaven. Question: which children can experience unlimited happiness at all time? Which children can experience unlimited happiness all the time? Guess what could be the answer? Baba says, those who have had unlimited renunciation and have broken away from everyone else and connected themselves to the one can remain happy all the time. The happiness of those who follow the Father and who are interested in doing service can never disappear. Song: leave your throne of the sky and come down on earth. Om Shanti. You sweetest spiritual children heard the song. Who said this? The father asked the children, did you hear the song? People call out to him when they are in extreme sorrow. You children know that only the Father created the land of happiness, the pure world. That is, he established the kingdom of gods and goddesses. It is as though gods and goddesses are the masters of heaven. You can see how wealthy Lakshmi and Narayan were and how big the kingdom was. We have all seen that, isn't it? So many jewelries, so many, rich clothing. And we have also seen the palaces. There were no calamities in the kingdom. The Father gives you children such an inheritance, and so you should have, what should we have? So much happiness. However, everything is number-wise according to the efforts you make. Because of not taking the full knowledge, some are not able to experience happiness. See how knowledge is connected with happiness. Either there means outside world or here. It is said that they are lost in both worlds. Because while claiming the inheritance from the Father, they fall. No one in the world knows that God has come and is establishing heaven, because He comes in an incognito form. It is because everyone is in extreme darkness that they say that God should definitely exist here at this time. When it is midnight, it is said to be extreme darkness. At night, it is extreme darkness. And during the day, it is extreme light. You children know that the night of the path of devotion is now coming to an end, and that there is nothing but sorrow in it. People think that they will find God after performing devotion. You know that only the Father comes and grants salvation to everyone. You children are number-wise. The mercury of happiness of some remains high. You see, Baba says, mercury of happiness of some, that is not all. They also make a lot of effort in happiness. They are interested. Children who have mercury of happiness, they will be interested in what? They will be interested in doing service and in going to explain to people. And this is why Baba makes arrangements for exhibitions, fairs, etc. Therefore, the mercury of your happiness can rise when you explain to others. Here, in Kali Yuga, those who have wealth, what they think? That they are sitting in heaven. It is difficult for them to take knowledge. This is why it is remembered that only a handful out of multi-millions become sensible enough to claim a right to the Father's inheritance. It is remembered, follow the Father. So you have to follow the Father's Srimad. Those who follow Srimad very well also follow the Father. Follow Srimad means follow the Father. For instance, this child, Brahma, is following him very well. When his children didn't follow his advice, Brahma Baba's children, Lokik children, he told them to go their own way. Those who follow Ravan's directions and those who follow Rama's directions cannot stay together. You children understand that the original, eternal deity religion existed in Bharat. They took 84 births and became impure. This is why they call out, "Oh, purifier, come." You children understand that only a few more days now remain. It takes time to establish the deity kingdom. This is incognito. There is no question of war in this. It isn't that you wage war against anyone and claim the kingdom. No, it is the Father whom you remember as the remover of sorrow and the bestower of happiness. Very beautiful title. Remover of sorrow and the bestower of happiness, who comes and makes you into the King of Kings. Make you into the kings of kings. Sannyasis and gurus, etc., cannot be removers of sorrow. Their renunciation is limited, whereas yours is unlimited. Here, you have infinite happiness. So today, two things Baba is mentioning about happiness. One is, as much service you do, you will feel happy. And secondly, as much renunciation you have, you will feel happy. And on top of that, Baba is saying infinite happiness. The goddess Lakshmi and the god Narayan also have unlimited happiness because they were in the golden age. Impure human beings continue to say whatever enters their minds. Every word you speak is meaningful. In the new world, there is just one religion. It cannot be compared to anything else. Only the old world can there be, only in the old world can there be comparisons. Because here we have both happiness and unhappiness. In the new world, you are unaware of what exists in the old world. There, you will have forgotten everything. Here, you are told everything about when the new world will be established and when the old world will be destroyed. You have all the knowledge. You have now found the Father who establishes heaven. Therefore, you should claim your inheritance from him very well. Those who made effort very well in the previous cycle will receive the inheritance. They are number-wise too. This is the world of what? Since few days, Baba is mentioning this point, is describing how this world is. So this is the world of thorns. Everyone has the number one thorn. The old world is dirty and the new world is very good. no one knows what heaven is. They simply say that so and so became a resident of heaven. Where is the heaven that that person could become a resident of? You know that heaven existed in this Bharat. Hell is also in Bharat. Those people catch hold of those words and say that heaven and hell are both, that is, at the same time. That those who have a lot of wealth are in heaven. However, it is not like that. It was when Bharat was new that it was the golden age and it was called heaven. Now, the impure world is hell. There is just the one world. The kingdom of Lakshmi and Narayan exists in the new world, and the kingdom of Ravan exists in the old world. God speaks. I tell you the secrets of your 84 birth. Through this Raj Yoga, I make you into the kings of kings, masters of heaven. Therefore, hell definitely has to be destroyed. They have put Krishna's name in the scriptures and shown a war, etc. There is no army of Pandavas. Nowadays, they form groups of Kumaris and mothers and teach them how to use guns, what they call self-defense. Here, you don't have any guns, etc. What do they know about who the Shiv Shakti army is? Shiv Baba can never make you commit violence. There is no question of war. You know that Shiv Baba's army is the spiritual army. Shiv Baba is making us doubly non-violent. This is called 100% non-violence. Theirs is 100% violence. They destroy so many with just one bomb. There is so much difference between unlimited non-violence and violence. You are now in unlimited silence. The more preparations they continue to make for war, the more noise they make. There is so much upheaval in destruction. And you see the contrast. Baba saying theirs is noise and ours is silence. For this establishment, you are sitting in such silence. There is no question of violence. This is now your practical life. That is silence. You are claiming your inheritance from the Father with the power of yoga. In other words, we can also say the power of silence. By remembering Alpha, the Father, you receive the sovereignty of heaven. It is so easy. The Father is the most beloved. He comes from such a distant land. When a father comes from abroad, his children are so happy because their father would have brought very good gifts for them from abroad. This is the unlimited Father, and he only comes once. What gift does he bring? What gift does Baba bring for us? He says, I have brought heaven on my palms of my hands for you. For instance, it is said, Hanuman carried on his hand the mountain top, while had the life-giving herb growing on it, because it just needed that herb, no? So because of that, he had to bring the mountain. No one can lift a mountain. In the same way, the Father says, I have brought heaven on my palm. Heaven cannot be carried on one's palm. It is a matter of understanding. You children know that Baba has brought the number one gift for you. To bring on the palm means it becomes handy to you. The Father says, I have come to make you into the masters of the pure world, and so you have to become pure. This is Raj Yoga. Only the God of the Gita taught ancient Raj Yoga of Bharat and gave the kingdom. He is now once again teaching Raj Yoga. You say that you are the children of the Father, the one who establishes heaven. The Father establishes the new world, and so someone would surely receive the sovereignty. It isn't that the Father would only give to those who live in heaven. The Father gives to everyone else too. According to the drama, all the rest receive the path of liberation, mukti. Everyone becomes liberated. Only the one Father and none other is the bestower of salvation for all. We should get all the eminent people who come to your exhibitions, etc. Those who truly believe that the God of the Gita is not Krishna, but Shiva, get them to write something down, their feedback. People only listen to what eminent people say. No one listens to the poor. And this is why at the exhibitions, we should try to get them to write that there is only one God of the Gita and that He is the Father of all. 5,000 years before today, Bharat was heaven and it was the kingdom of Lakshmi and Narayan. Now there is the kingdom of Ravan over the whole world. He is everyone's enemy. He is burnt every year. And yet, what happens? Every year they are burning him, but it doesn't die. Bharat's biggest enemy now is Ravan. Let me share with you what I have learned from the singers regarding Ravan. You know, when Brahma Baba was still there, so the people outside Lokik, they were creating that festival of Ravan, burning the effigy of Ravan. And so, when everything, all the festival has finished, so what Baba did, he had one board prepared. And on that board was written in Hindi, Ravan abhi mara nahi. That is, Ravan is not dead yet. So what happened? People start thinking, what has happened? They have burned him already. And yet, he is not dead. So it arrives like, curiosity. So that was service created. It was chance for them to explain how Ravan is not dead. Because Ravan is inside us. Bharat's biggest enemy now is Ravan. Only you know this. Now, Rama, the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, is enabling you to conquer Ravan. He says, remember me, and your sins will be absolved, and you will become worthy. You will then need a new world. The old world was definitely destroyed, and that will happen again. The Mahabharata war took place when the kingdom of Ravan was destroyed and the kingdom of Rama established. The cries of distress begin in the kingdom of Ravan. After the cries of distress, there will be the cries of victory, and the world will change. Just as an old building is demolished and a new one built and then demolished again, so establishment is taking place in the same way. They continue to manufacture bombs. Preparations are taking place. Now that Dashera has come, they make an effigy of Ravan. Yours is an unlimited aspect. Your intellects wonder about what they are doing. When you explain to them, they will understand what they are doing. Then they too will be amused. They will feel, oh, what we are doing. You can explain to anyone that such a huge Ravan cannot exist. The father says, now claim the kingdom of Rama. Make the donation of the 5 vices, and the omens will be removed. The father comes and explains that the whole world is eclipsed. By what? The whole world is eclipsed by the 5 vices. Everyone has become completely ugly. You children, so they have become completely ugly, and so in contrast, we children should become how? You should have unlimited happiness. When we are happy, we look beautiful, isn't it? Only a few days more remain. You now know the creator, director, and principal actor, and the beginning, middle, and end of this drama. No one else knows this. Your intellects have now become pure and clean. Now that you belong to the Father, He will definitely send you to heaven. It is said that knowledge is a source of income. This is spiritual knowledge through which the Father only gives. Human beings cannot give this knowledge to human beings. In the world, it is just human beings who give knowledge to human beings. Here, the Father, the Supreme Soul, comes and gives you this knowledge. All the rest are those who relate told stories of the path of devotion. There is the story of the true Narayan of the Ramayana. There is the story of the true Narayan and of the Ramayana. They continue to make up stories about those who existed in the past. This is a study. History and geography are taught in a study. This is world history and geography. It is huge. You explained that 5,000 years ago, Baba told you that those who study the Gita don't really understand anything. You can see in a practical way who the Yadavas, Kauravas, and Pandavas are. The Yadavas the residents of Europe invented missiles through which destruction took place. They don't show anything about what happened after destruction. They think that annihilation took place. They ask you whether you believe in the scriptures. What shall we answer? If we say no, they will not be happy. So tell them, yes, we know and believe in them, but we also know that they belong to the path of devotion. Only the one Father, who is the ocean of knowledge, speaks knowledge. Devotion is now coming to an end, and there is to be victory for knowledge. Destruction of the whole world is just ahead. It is nothing new. Our love is for the one Father. We break away from everyone else and connect ourselves to just the one. The Father says, consider yourselves to be souls and have yoga with me. This is called the ancient Raj Yoga of Bharat. Only the Father teaches this. Even the Krishna soul is now in his last birth. Baba tells this one, Brahma Baba, you do not know your own birth. This is the last of your many births. This is why I have entered him. I sit in this one to make you children into the mouth-born creation of Brahma and give you your fortune of the kingdom. No one, apart from the Father, can tell you this. The Father tells you everything himself with this mouth, Brahma Baba's mouth. This Baba did not know anything previously. You also did not know anything. How the cycle of 84 births turns has to be explained to the people of Bharat. This is the same war through which the gates to heaven opened when the Father came and taught you Raj Yoga and make you into the deities from human beings. Acha, to the sweetest, beloved, long lost, and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the Mother, the Father, Bap Dada. The spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children, and all of us, we also say the spiritual children say Namaste to the spiritual father. Essence for dharana. Number one, follow those who observe Srimad very well. In order to stay in unlimited happiness. Do the service of making others equal to yourself. Follow those who observe Srimad very well in order to stay in unlimited happiness. Do the service of making others equal to yourself. Number 2, have a loving intellect. Break away from everyone else and connect yourself to the One Father. Become doubly non-violent. Sit in silence and establish your own kingdom. Have a loving intellect. Break away from everyone else and connect yourself to the One Father. Become doubly non-violent. Sit in silence and establish your own kingdom. Blessing. May you uplift others and transform karmic bondages into relationships with the awareness of your birth in which you have died alive. May you uplift others and transform karmic bondages into relationships with the awareness of your birth in which you have died alive. Explanation. Because this is the birth in which you have died alive, your family relationships of karmic bondages are now the basis of relationships for service. And this is all on the basis of Srimad. So Srimad is the magical word here. It is not a karmic bondage, but a relationship of service. If you move along while doing service with knowledge of the variety of souls, you will not then be distressed by any bondages. Moreover, instead of feeling hatred or dislike for extremely sinful souls and souls who harm others, be merciful and do service with feelings of mercy, considering it to be a relationship of service. You will then be remembered as a well-known world benefactor and one who uplifts others. Slogan. If your disinterest depends on time or circumstance, that is temporary disinterest. Therefore, become one who has disinterest all the time. If your disinterest depends time or circumstances, that is temporary disinterest. Therefore, become one who has disinterest all the time. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Sangeeta bhen. So there are a few questions in the chat. Oh, sorry, I need to turn this off. Voila. Okay. So, oh, sorry, I need to turn the phone off. I was reading the question in the telephone. It was easier to read them. So there are a few questions, and I will start with the first. She says, since Atma operates through the five senses, how can we use these senses to feel if we are in heaven or hell? That's the first
one. Okay. So, because we have two types of feeling, no? We have negative feeling and positive feeling, you see? So, first of all, in the confluence age, Baba is feeding the soul and is showing us, we get understanding what our feeling like. We understand that good feeling are what and bad feeling, it tastes like what, you see? So when we are in the golden age, so yes, we have good feeling because our thoughts are good, because feelings are the result of thinking. So the type of thinking that I have, it means I had that type, the type of feeling is a result of the type of thought that I create. So I don't know if I have well understood the question, but I'm trying to answer according to what I have understood.
Maybe the sister that wrote it can explain it a bit further, because it's not
sure.
clear to me either.
Yeah.
So it's Shruti Supta, the sister that wrote this question, if she can explain it a bit more.
Yeah.
And maybe in the meanwhile, we can go to the next question. Further in the Murli, Baba says, is the creator and the director of drama. How can that be, as he is bound by drama, as he says sometimes?
Yeah, repeat the question, please.
So, Baba in the Murli says he's bound in the drama, but today in the Murli, Baba is saying he's the creator and the director of drama.
Yeah. How can he be bound?
How can he be, bound in drama at the same time is the creator and the director of drama? It seems like a contradiction.
Yeah.
So this sister is asking more explanation, Kathy.
So yeah, the point is very tricky also, because Baba is director, is creator, and he very often says in the Murli that he is also bound in the drama. That shows really the flexibility of the Supreme Soul, no? Being a director of the drama, but at the same time he says, drama is eternal. So, and we have like God, soul, and nature is also eternal. So he forms part in the drama also, because he is not only the director, but he says main actor. So because he is the main actor, he can also be bound by the drama. This is my understanding.
And somebody is expanding on this, saying, adding a question, how to explain the Shiva is the director, because he depends on the drama and does not write the script, the scenario of drama. So that was a further question on this topic.
Yeah, it is a
And
very
also there is another one still in this direction that says the creator of drama, but drama hold degradation and violence in its core. How can you explain this contradiction?
Because see, Shiv Baba, he creates a perfect world, no? He creates a perfect world, but with time, because you see, everything is subject to change. We say that it is the law of the drama, that there should be change. Just like if there is no change, everything will be how? Will be stagnant, no? So that change that happens in the drama, it is in a descending order, like a ladder. So if there is no change, it won't look nice, it will be stagnant. So the change is important, and even Baba in the Murlis, they say that everyone has to come down. So we can't reverse this, this process.
Thank you. And the Sister Shruti Sukta, if I read it properly, has sent an explanation of her question. She said, as we established yoga better, can our physical senses indicate where we are, both in Lokik and in spirit, alokik? I understand we feel peaceful and happy as an indicator, but in Lokik life, we too, can we feel different and direct our lives better?
I need a bit more explanation about this question.
Probably she's saying, if I understand, that when we meditate, we can feel very peaceful and happy, and that indicates we are in the right, mindset. But on a Lokik world, while people are working or whatever, what is the indicator that they are directing their life in the right direction? If I understood, I don't know.
I also understood in some way. She's right to say that yes, the indicator is happiness. So we know that we are in the right direction, right? But now there is one thing. When we go out in the Lokik world, we have lots of expectation. We have changed, we are meditating, we are going into silence, but they are not, So when we go and we have to confront them, we are peaceful, but they are not, you see? So, and also if we have that mindset that, yes, I understand that I am different to them. If we accept this, then we will still remain cool and calm. But if we feel that when I go in their midst, there should be change, then it may not happen. So deep down, what I feel is that let me accept them as they are. So time will come when they will be influenced by this type of energy that I am generating.
Great. And another question is what is practical silence and practical disinterest for you?
Okay. With what I have experienced in this Brahmin life, there are two things. One is peace and one is silence. When I first came to Baba, I was looking for peace of mind, man ki shanti. So I read books, I start meditating. Yes, I got to some extent peace of mind. But further, when I go deep, with years, with time, I understand that peace is an outcome of silence. Just like, I will answer the other part of the question, but just I want to give this sharing. You know, suppose when you sit in Baba's room, what happened? Have you noticed that slowly, all the, gazuima, all the things that go in the mind, they start cooling down. So this is not peace, this is silence. Because I need to silence all the, noises that are in my own mind, all my thinking. I don't stop them, but I silence them. So the outcome is peace. Now, renunciation, like Baba has clearly mentioned in the slogan today, like, like renunciation and distaste, they are like, go together. Renunciation is like, um, you don't need something, you sacrifice something for a good cause because you have something good to receive in return, so you renunciate it. But this is a kind of renunciation that makes you feel full. Even you have sacrificed something, you no longer want that, you no longer want to practice such and such thing in your life, but at the same time, you don't feel a void. So this silence and renunciation, they match well together, because now our silence is full of appetite. It is not a silence that is dry. So our Brahmin life is a life where we get we are fulfilled, like we used to say, we don't have anything in the pocket, but we are rich, we are full of so many tasty things in our life.
So going along with that topic, another question is, if we see that something is not good for people, should we accept the situation in silence and disinterest? Or should we say out our opinion loudly?
Yes, good question. You know, in the past, maybe we have all made this mistake. When we see something is not okay with someone, we have that we are impatient to let the person know that this is not good. And we felt that it was okay. But with time, we all have changed. Because when we see something not good, yes, we have to say. Tolerance is something else. But tolerance means to accept. So something that we see in someone that we feel that it will create problem, or it will create, like we say, nuksan, or damage for someone or for the institution. Yes, we have to speak out. But Baba has told us how to speak. Baba has given us maturity now. Speak in the right time, at the right place, and most of all, with a good tone. You can say anything, but only thing, watch your tone. The tone in which we say makes a great difference. If we say something like this tactfully, the other person welcomes it and he doesn't feel judged.
Great. I don't know how much time do we still have left, but there is a few more questions. One is, what were the points in the Murli that touched you or triggered your intellect? And generally speaking, what is your favorite point of knowledge?
Yes, so many there are. But there is something like when Baba says purifier, Patit Pavan, and then he say, things like, I have come to give you inheritance. So for me, the temptation is not like, going to heaven and to have golden palaces and this or that. But for me, it's the study. Because, Baba, he, make our intoxication rise up and up. And sometimes we forget, but he keeps telling you, child, do you know who is teaching you? God has come in front of you and is teaching you directly and is making you become this and that for the future. So, bearing in mind who has come in front of me and from where to where he is carrying me. So, confluence age, the intoxication that we need to have here, and because God is teaching me in the logic world, when someone gets a good teacher, even the parents are proud of it. Oh, my child has got a very good teacher. So this intoxication always remain with me also, that God is teaching me. Because He's teaching me, I need to value what He's doing. Whether in the golden age I become king or what. But some will say that maybe I'll go there, I'll become a servant. They feel it's okay. Yes, it's okay, but when I realize that who is teaching me and the level that it teach me and the height he wants to put me, on which he wants to put me, and if I don't align myself with that, so that is like disrespect towards that teacher. And also when Baba used to say, giver of happiness and remover of sorrow. Why I like this? Because he wants me to do the same, to remove all these, sorrow of people and grant them happiness. And Befikar Badshah, he is a worryless king. So God has come to make me a worryless king. So I want to align myself to him in this way. So many points were there in the Murli, especially on happiness, And me personally, I feel that this Brahmin life is for happiness.
Great, what a beautiful point, Sangeeta. And last question. What will happen with the soul if someone has had the center and then leave Baba and after some time come back to Baba? What will happen to their soul? That's the last question though.
Yeah, can you repeat the last line, please?
what will happen with the soul if someone has at the center and then leave Baba, and after some time it comes back to Baba.
You mean someone staying at the center or a student?
It seems so. Someone have had the center means probably was living in the center, whole, running the center, if I understood properly, and then he left and come back after some time. What will happen to that soul? I guess on a karmic level.
Yeah. Sometime Baba used to explain the Murli, so in many ways he say, those who do such and such thing, they will have such status, or they will be the cremators, like, Baba used to say that in the Murli. So you see, what will happen, as per Baba's plan. But me as an instrument, what should be my regard, my vision towards that soul? First of all, my vision towards that soul. And it will also depend on the gravity of the situation, what the soul has performed, or if they just have left Baba's house and gone away. But me personally, I feel that let me look at everyone with this elevating drishti, so that the soul who has fallen down and who has hurt himself, he can make up whatever will be his status in the golden age. But my path as an instrument, let me, even you don't speak, but at least your vibrations, your energy towards that soul should be always good. You see, I give the example of, for example, nowadays, because of COVID, all that, so many students are not coming. Some, they are afraid to travel, or the relatives don't allow the elder ones to move out, all that. And for sure, they are with Baba wherever they are. They are doing something. They are according to their capacity. They are doing. And I know also that some have become totally careless also, because they don't come. They are not in front of the teacher. All that. And a few years back, when Madhuban was open, students, our big students were more serious. More serious, why? Because when they have to go to Madhuban, they have to abide by certain rules, regularity in the class, etc. But now, slowly, everything is becoming loose. So, me personally, I have put it in my mind that whoever is there, let me not have even 1% of, that my drishti towards anyone becomes low. Sometimes they don't phone, but once a while I say, but if they are not calling, I can also call them. But at least with my drishti, my thinking, I try to uplift everyone.
Okay, so talking about loving powerful drishti, we will have a song now, and drishti shared, and unfortunately there is no more time for more questions, but there will be surely another occasion. Before the song and the drishti, again the announcement of next Saturday, 20th of November, no Murli online like this. And on the 27th, Didi Nirmala will be with us. So let's have a song and the drishti and then the greetings.
Thank you.
Thank you.
पवित्रता का हृदय कुंज में ऐसा पुष्प खिला जिसकी सुगंध से जीवन में सुख ही सुख मिला। पवित्रता का हृदय कुंज में ऐसा पुष्प खिला जिसकी सुगंध से जीवन में सुख ही सुख मिला।
Thank you very much, Sangeeta Ben, from the heart and with some flowers of happiness. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
To all of you.
Thank you, sister. Thank you very much.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, everybody. It was so nice seeing all of you. I feel really like Madhuban.
Om Shanti to all.
Om Shanti.